Global Times, 7th of December 2022, Saudi Chinese students welcome Xi's visit and promise to be goodwill ambassadors after reading Xi's letter in response to theirs. China is frantically trying to defend its oil supply from the Persian Gulf by stationing a fleet of aircraft carriers in Djibouti. Chinese people consider letters to be worth as much as gold. For thousands of years, letters convey feelings, friendship, and expectations between writers across mountains and oceans. Despite having a hectic schedule, Xi Jinping, General Secretary of the Communist Party of China, CPC, Central Committee and President of China, has found time to respond to a few letters from various societal groups and the international community. Xi has maintained regular correspondence through his letters with friends from around the world, representing one of the many fantastic tales of China's global interactions in the new era. The letters have also given the diplomacy between China and other nations tremendous color. To learn the motivational tales behind the letters and their interactions with the president, the Global Times tracked down and got in touch with some of the recipients of Xi's letters. After writing a letter to President Xi and receiving a response to their joyful surprise, young Saudi students discuss their sentiments about learning Chinese and their ambition to serve as cultural ambassadors to advance China-Arab friendship in this second edition. The Chinese Bridge University student competition for Chinese proficiency held in Saudi Arabia in July 2022 was won by Ahmed Suleiman Salim Al-Hayfani. Ahmed Suleiman Salim Al-Hayfani provided the image. For all Chinese students and specialists in Saudi Arabia, the arrival of Chinese President Xi Jinping is a unique occasion because they recently received a response letter from Xi. The Chinese leader urged Saudi youth to learn Chinese properly and make new contributions to enhancing China-Saudi Arabia and China-Arab relations in the letter of response to representatives of Chinese language learners in Saudi Arabia. Chinese and Saudi citizens are putting in a lot of effort to fulfill their lofty aspirations. According to Xi, mutual understanding and stronger ties between the people of the two countries can be achieved through language learning and an awareness of one another's history and culture. These efforts also serve to form a human society with a shared destiny. A lifetime-long memory as China enters a recession. Chinese majors in Saudi Arabia told the Global Times that reading Xi's letter motivated them. Nada Saad Hussein Al Suleiman, a sophomore majoring in business Chinese at the Princess Noor bint Abdul Rahman University, stated, "We wanted to send a letter to welcome President Xi to China and to show him the outcomes of our Chinese study. Considering how busy he was, I didn't anticipate President Xi to have time to read our message and respond." She told the Global Times, "This is a tremendous honor for me and a priceless moment to keep forever." One of the kids that contributed to the letter to Xi is Nada. Given that Chinese is a challenging language, more than 100 young Chinese enthusiasts and learners spontaneously decided to compose a message to the Chinese leader in early October after learning through media reports that young Saudi ambassadors enthusiastically welcomed President Xi's arrival. In the letter, gave their thoughts on studying Chinese and about China, and stated their willingness to learn much more about the nation. At the same occasion, a similar group of young Saudis reaffirmed their dedication to serving as friendship ambassadors and fostering ties between China and Saudi Arabia as well as the whole Arab region. Xi said he is pleased that the youths have discovered a vibrant, complex, and all-encompassing China through learning Chinese and participating in the Chinese Bridge Exchange program. He noted that language is the best means of comprehending a nation. The Chinese president expressed his hope that the students would cherish the good times and study hard to make new contributions to enhancing the friendship between the Chinese and Saudis and between the Chinese and Arabs. Youth breeds infinite hope, and the younger generation is the future of China-Saudi Arabia and China-Arab friendship, he said. According to Xi, the students are welcome to visit China, where they can deepen their understanding of one another and form lifelong friendships with young Chinese people to build a better future for Sino-Arab and Sino-Saudi relations jointly. Nada emphasized that she wished President Xi good health and hoped he would continue to lead China to prosperity and strength. She said, "I will keep in mind President Xi's expectations for us, live up to my time, study hard, and contribute to enhancing the China-Saudi Arabia friendship." Booming interest in the Chinese language. Since President Xi's visit to Saudi Arabia in 2016, when the two countries decided to upgrade their relations to a comprehensive strategic partnership, bilateral exchanges and cooperation in numerous fields have continued to grow, as has Saudi Arabians' interest in learning Chinese and understanding China. As part of his new strategy for the educational sector as defined in the Saudi Vision 2030, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud chose to incorporate the Chinese language in the curriculum at all levels of learning, including at universities, in the Gulf country in 2019. Since then, Chinese has been taught in more Saudi Arabian universities and schools. Strengthen the broad strategic alliance between China and Saudi Arabia, Prince Mohammed led a high-level team to Beijing when the decision was made. The 35-year-old mother of three is named Nada. Although this is impressive, she has faced many obstacles in her quest to learn Chinese because she must balance caring for her family and attending school. She decided to seize the chance in the face of the escalating Chinese language fever, and her family offered their support. The government would provide an additional stipend for her to learn the language. As Saudi society steadily loosens its limitations on women, so have the opportunities for women to enter the workforce there. China is increasingly piquing the interest and curiosity of young Saudis. According to Nada, China is strongly related to the lives of Saudi citizens, and many daily essentials used by Saudi Arabians are produced there. China is a long-standing, isolated, and enigmatic culture with an illustrious history. I want to learn Chinese to become more familiar with China's rich history and culture. As President Xi stated, "I want to visit China to learn about a vibrant, all-encompassing, and three-dimensional China," Nada told the Global Times. In the letter to Xi's authors, Ahmed Suleiman Salim Al-Hayfani, a junior majoring in Chinese at King Abdulaziz University, told the Global Times that learning Chinese has changed his life and allowed him to learn about China's rich history and culture. He also said that learning Chinese has helped him open the door to understanding China. The 20-year-old man was raised in a typical family of 7 children in western Saudi Arabia's port city of Jeddah. He was the first Saudi Arabian student to receive the International Chinese Language Teachers Scholarship after taking first place in the Chinese Bridge Chinese Proficiency Competition for university students, which was held for the first time in Saudi Arabia this July. Ahmed aspires to work in diplomacy and advance relations between China and Saudi Arabia. He admitted to the Global Times that he mimics and keeps repeating the professor's phrases to learn Chinese. He frequently visits Chinese eateries to learn about the cuisine and watches Chinese films. "Ever since I was a child, I have been interested in China. I want to study in China as soon as possible so that I can experience it myself," he stated. Ali Al-Asmari, a co-writer of the letter and a senior at King Saud University studying in Chinese, expressed similar excitement and inspiration by Xi's response letter. In the interview with Global Times, he added that the partnership between China and Saudi Arabia had produced particularly profitable results lately. China has assisted the Gulf nation in building numerous projects, such as the Mekelle Trail and the Riyadh Metro. Both Saudi Arabia and other Arab nations will be looking east. It is hoped that Saudi Arabia will advance due to China's development. There has been an increasing Chinese language fever here as more Saudis learn the language, added Ali. A Chinese illusion encourages closer relationships. Xiao Yang, a professor of Chinese at the Princess Noor bint Abdul Rahman University who previously taught at the Beijing Language and Culture University, told the Global Times that President Xi's letter to Chinese learners in Saudi Arabia is undoubtedly an excellent inspiration for them and will encourage them. Xiao noted that Xi's letter has given the people-to-people and cultural exchanges between the two countries new impetus and that the importance the two nations' leaders have placed on Chinese language education is the driving force behind the rapid development of Chinese learning in Saudi Arabia. In interviews with the Global Times, Saudi students emphasize their keen anticipation for Xi's arrival. "I anticipate Xi's visit will foster the future growth of bilateral relationships, bring more youth communication chances, and inspire the youth of the two nations to study each other's languages and boost exchanges," Ahmed said. Chinese language instructor Li Bowen, who is also the deputy director of the Chinese Proficiency Test Center in Riyadh, thinks Xi's response letter demonstrates the growing friendship between China and Saudi Arabia. Li Bowen is Ahmed's teacher at King Abdulaziz University. Since the Crown Prince announced in 2019 that the Chinese language would be included in Saudi Arabia's national school curriculum, Saudi educational institutions, according to Li, have successively introduced Chinese courses or majors, resulting in an increase in the number of Chinese students in the nation and accelerating the development of Chinese language teaching. Saudi Arabia has hosted numerous events in just 3 years, including the Chinese Bridge Winter Camp and the contemporary Silk Road, Colorful China Chinese Proficiency Competition for university students. Chinese classes are taught at King Saud University by Professor Chen Ming. Sinophobia in Saudi Arabia will undoubtedly reach a new peak, which will contribute to the intensive growth of bilateral relations, Chen said. He assured the Global Times that Saudi university students and perhaps even the entire nation would respond favorably to Xi's letter. Under the condition of anonymity, a Saudi Arabian professor at King Saud University informed the Global Times that the university's language department is being inundated with inquiries. These days, more individuals are learning the language, and more people wish to study it. He said that cultures are interconnected and that relationships are well bridged when you learn a language. In the Arab world, Saudi Arabia is crucial. I said it is hoped that the Chinese language craze currently sweeping Saudi Arabia will have a ripple effect over the Arab world, bringing people-to-people and cultural contacts between China and the Arab world to a new level.